Welcome to the Cheap Guitar Channel. Just a poor man playing poor stuff poorly. Thanks for being here, and hopefully you can make an informed decision with your friends here at Cheap Guitar Channel. Like and subscribe if you want to. And now, here's me to hopefully help you make an informed decision with the Cheap Guitar Channel. Hey y'all, welcome back into the Cheap Guitar Channel. I'm Cody. Thank you so much for being here. I've got a pretty good episode for you today because when I started this channel, I said I was going to review some of my pedals because I have a whole lot of cheap pedals. Some of them are really good, some of them not so much. The one today falls in the not so much side. Okay, so as you can see, I've got my trusty Gretsch bass, playing it again, and we'll start with this pedal. As you can see, it's on, and in the middle position, it's in D tune. There's an up and a down. An up position for an octave up, and a down position for octave down. In the middle, it says D tune. Now there's a dry control and a wet control, and then this, I think it's 12 position switch. You can turn it to true bypass is what it says, and then green, and if you hit it twice it turns red. I think that's to program it or something. I'm not doing any of that because I just need it to be simple. I just need to run out of my bass, get an octave signal into an amp with some distortion on the top. I don't need to do a bunch of programming and all that sort of thing. I am nowhere near that smart. So I just need a pedal that will do that, and this pedal is not that pedal. So just turning it on, by the way, I'm running it through the Vivlex Harmonizer, and I'm running the Fender Champion 40 guitar amp on the dirty channel. The treble wide open, the bass on all the way off, the effects all the way off, and I'm running the Fender Rumble 40, everything pretty much at 12 o'clock and barely open. I've got them pretty much balanced, but with the Morley you can run them A and B, which we'll do, and then you can run them A or B. So you can run them at the same time, or you can switch between the two of them. I'm going to show you what it sounds like with just the bass through the bass amp, just the bass through the guitar amp, just the bass through the guitar amp with the Vivlex on the octave, because that's all I wanted. Although it does sound better to my ears when you just do a fifth above. It gives it that chord sound, that power chord sound. But it doesn't sound good no matter what you do to it. Not with the bass anyway. I'll probably run a guitar through it when I'm done with the bass and just see how it does with a guitar, but I'm not holding out much hope. So starting with the Vivlex Harmonizer off, just the bass through the Morley into the dirty channel of the Fender, it sounds like this. By the way, the bass, both controls wide open on the middle position. Drop D, but I'm a half step down, I think, so. Okay, with the Harmonizer on the detune setting, with the dry halfway up, the wet all the way up, I don't know if you can hear that or not. There is an audible noise. It doesn't happen with the Vivlex off. Only when it's on, you can hear it. So now, with it on detune, it kind of does a weird chorus sound. So, again, this is just through the Fender Champ on the dirty channel with the Harmonizer on just the detune setting, and it's more chorusy sounding. which is not what I was going for, but I just wanted you to hear it. So this is on the octave, I believe. Yes, you can hear how well it tracks, and even with a good bit of gain on it, yeah, with a good bit of gain on it, you can still hear it's very fragmented. Okay, so taking all the dry bass out of it, this is just wet. I'm just going to go through the dials. By the way, this is open A. I'm just going to hit the open A, and you can hear from the different settings what it sounds like and the tones that it gets. Oh, 2 octaves up. And the octave. And again, it's plenty noisy. Okay, so with the harmonizer set to the 5th, here the dial is off just a bit according to the numbers, but putting it on the 5th, mixing the bass about halfway in dry and all the way wet, it actually kind of works. So with that, I'm going to run both of them. Well, first I'm going to show you what the bass sounds like. With it on the 5th, it doesn't sound terrible. So I'm going to play the bass just dry through the Fender Rumble 40. And then I'll kick in the Champ 40 with the harmonizer. The dry signal eliminated just the wet signal, but along with the actual bass amp, so you can hear what I'm talking about. So this is what the bass sounds like just through the Rumble 40. And with a pick, now this is with the rumble and the champion at the same time, no harmonizer. Now, with the harmonizer on the 5th, doesn't sound actually terrible. Alright, to turn the bass amp down, so this is just basically harmonizer through the harmonizer through the Fender Champion 40 and the straight bass into the Rumble 40 through the Morley ABY box with the harmonizer set to 5th. Okay, it doesn't track the D well at all, the drop D. So I'm going to put it on the octave and play with that for a minute, let you hear what it sounds like an octave up. Okay, so this is an octave up, again, through both the Rumble and the Champion, same time. No bass going through, no bass EQ on the Champion is all the way off. Everything on the Rumble is flat. I turned the bass down a little more so you could hear more of what the octave sounds like from the pedal. Hopefully that camera is picking up just how noisy this thing is. Yeah, that's the pedal. That's the pedal bypassed. So this is all wet signal. Okay, just in case for anyone out there wondering, we're going to go ahead and put it the octave down and let you hear just how terrific it sounds on the lower octave. Okay, so I have now switched over to my handy dandy Fender Telly. I've got it on humbucking pickup. I'm just running through the Champion 40. I put the bass back up onto 5 on it. I've got the harmonizer set to 1 octave down. I'm just going to play a little bit on the guitar so you can hear, or maybe not hear, how well it tracks on a guitar. 1 octave down sounds like this. Okay, so we're going to go 2 octaves up and see how it tracks there. By the way, this is full on wet. By the way, that's down, octaves down. Again, the single octave down. So that's the octave down. We'll go to D-tune, see how it sounds at the octave. It'll probably give a little chorus. So I mix some dry signal back in with the wet. Okay, so now we'll go octave up. Again, 50% dry, 100% wet. Has a very sitar feeling to it. Let's try it on the fifth. So now we've gone an octave up, 50% wet, 50% dry. So that's it. This magical little box right here, the Vivlex Harmonizer. The Vivlex Harmonizer. Buy 75 of them. They probably still don't sound good. Actually, I think I paid about 20 bucks for it. Honestly, I don't even remember. I just wanted a harmonizer, and I haven't really had much time to mess around with it to see if it would do what I would want it to do, and it won't. I think I'm going to get one of those, what's it called? The TC Electronic Subbing Up, or I think that's who does it. Maybe it's TC Helicopter. I'm not sure. I've seen a lot of good reviews about the Subbing Up, so I'll probably try it because I like the idea of it, and I've seen a couple of videos where people weren't doing exactly what I'm doing, and I don't want to sound like Royal Blood. That's always the comparison. Oh, Royal Blood does it. Yeah, and he sounds fantastic doing it, but we have a guitar player, so I don't really need a guitar player. I mostly need something to cover that high end when he jumps into solos, and I'm happy overall with my bass tone for not being a real bass player. I think it's pretty brutal sounding, but I would like to have something in there to cover that high end when he goes into soloing and stuff. So, the Vivlex Harmonizer, it isn't it. But, when I do get the Subbing Up, because obviously that's a $100 pedal, so it may be a little while. Unless someone wants to give me $100 for this, I'll gladly sell it to you. I'll sell it to you for way less than $100. Anyway, it may work for some. It made everything sound like a sitar to me. But if you have a use for it, and it was fun to play with. It was kind of fun to mess around with. So, and I know it'll do probably a whole lot more than what I just did with it. But I need it to do one thing. And this one, even though what we do is by no means critical, this won't do it well enough to make me happy. As always, like and subscribe if you want to. If you don't, that's okay too. I appreciate you being here, though. You can leave a comment if you'd like. Thank you for joining our little corner of this ever-expanding universe. I'm Cody for Cheap Guitar Channel. I'll see you next time. Till then, see you, be cool, bye.
Thanks again for hanging out with us on the Cheap Guitar Channel.
Like and subscribe if you want.
And be sure to join us next time for a poor man playing poor stuff poorly. For all of me here at Cheap Guitar Channel, have a good one, and I'll talk to you next time.